Hello everyone, welcome back everyone. This video tutorial is about a portfolio website that we will build using React.JS with CSS. So let's check the demo of our portfolio website. So first of all, we have the navbar. The navbar is created here and it is fixed down. Okay, if you move down, so it will be fixed on its area. So the navbar, we have these 5 links. This is for home page. If you press the second one, it will move us to the about me. The third one, our experience and skills. The fourth one, our projects. And the fifth one, contact. And at the last, we have footer. So let's go back once again. So this is the home page that we have: download CV and contact me, social links, and scroll down. So when you press this, it will move directly to the contact page. And the about me, this is about me section area. And experience, my skills, projects that I have developed. And the contact with me, and the footer. Finally, this is the footer area. So it is okay. It is also responsive. Let's check it. For mobile devices, it will look like this. Okay. And let's check it for medium devices. So for medium devices, we will not display the image which was here. Okay, because we have 2 images. Then head by head, let's make it extend. Okay, so for larger devices it will looks like this. So it is also responsive. So now let's start to build this portfolio website using React.JS with CSS. So first of all, we will create our React app. So I have opened an empty folder inside VS Code editor. Let's create our React app. Let's move to the terminal. So to move to the terminal, we can move from these tabs. Okay, terminal, new terminal, or we can press control tab button, control backtick, sorry. Okay, control plus backtick button. So after pressing that button, it will open the terminal. Now let's create our React app. So we will use Vite.js for creating our React app. npm create Vite at latest. So project name we would like to create in the same folder. So just we will write dot, press enter. Package name is portfolio, press enter. Framework, we will select React.js, press enter. Then the variant, we will use JavaScript, press enter. So after that, write npm install. So it will install all the dependencies and packages. After the completion, now let's run our React app. npm run dev. Press enter. So it will run our React app. Let's move to this URL. Press Ctrl and click this URL. So it will open inside the Chrome browser. Now this is the default React app. Let's change the code. Okay, the default code of React app. Let's move. Close. Ctrl plus backtick to close the terminal. Come here first of all to the index.js. We will change the title. The title is let's name it portfolio. Save it, close it. Let's move to src, and inside the src, let's come here to the app.jsx. We will remove all the default code and also remove this state, all these things that we don't need. And app.css, Control A, remove all code. Come here to the index.css, go remove all this code also. So nothing on the browser. Now we will start our coding. So to start our coding, let's first of all come here to the assets, and I will remove this SVG icon also. Inside this, first of all, we will just write some default code for our project. Okay, for our React app. It means that the CSS code that we will write, like fonts that we will use in our project, and the colors that we will use, and other, and for the things that we will use for all the elements, I will define all those things, the CSS things first. It means the general setting for all our React app. So let's explain this CSS code. So let's move to the top. This at the first line we have imported the Poppins font, okay, from Google's. So we will use this Poppin for our text. The second line, this is the code, the styles for all elements, okay, the margin, border and others that we have used. And in the root we have some variables that we will use in our project, like background color and text color, and also the size of our per responsiveness. Okay, this is the size we will use for the container. HTML scroll behavior smooth, and the scroll bar the behavior, it means that the scroll bar is none. Okay, we will not see like this the scroll bar. Okay, the display is none for the scroll bar. And for the body we have used these styles. Now let's move to the first part, which is Navbar. Okay, we will create Navbar. So let's move to the src, and here we will create a folder. We will name it components. Inside this we will create another folder, Navbar. And inside Navbar, let's create two files. First one is navbar.jsx. The second one is navbar.css. Let's move to navbar.jsx. Here we will write RAFCE. Save it. Let's change this to now. And inside this navbar we will have anchor tag. The first one is home tab. And inside this we will just print the icons. So to print the icons, for that we need to install a library for the icons. So let's move to the terminal, create a new terminal, and here we will write npm I react icons. We will install React icons. The installation has been completed. So now let's close the terminal. After closing the terminal, let's import the icons. So to import the icons, I have imported them. Now let's use them. In the first link we will use, let's write AI outline. Sorry, this is not the icon. Outline home, this one we will use. Let's remove this one. Let's copy this. 5 times we will paste it. 4 times and 5 times. Now let's change the icons. Copy this one for the second one and the third one. Let's save it. Now let's import this Navbar inside app.jsx. Just come here, we will import that. It has been imported. Let's save it. Now let's move to the browser. So it looks like this. Okay, these are our icons that we have at the top corner. Look at. So now let's add some CSS code. Let's first of all import the CSS inside this navbar.jsx. import./navbar.css. Let's come here to the navbar.css, and here first of all to the now we will add some CSS code. So this was the CSS code that we have implemented. Okay, first of all, for the now I have added these CSS styles. I hope that you know about the CSS. And then now for the anchor tags, and whenever we move cursor to anchor tag, so it will change the background like this. Let's move to the browser. So it looks like this. Okay, this is our navbar. We have changed the style. Now for the active, okay, whenever we press this home tab, whenever we are the active, okay, home tab should be active, we will change the background of this. If we press the about me, it will change the background of about me. So for that, let's move back to our code to Navbar.jsx, and here we will add variable, state variable, const active set active is equal to use state. By default, the home tab will be active. So let's add hash to this one. And let's change first of all the href. So whenever we press this href, we will move to home tab. This is for home tab and this is for about me, about. And the second one is for experience. And the fourth one, projects. The fifth one, contact. Now whenever we press this home tab, okay, so we will just change the text of this active state variable. So for that, let's add onClick event. We will just call now set event. Okay, set active, change the text of that to hash. And also we will change the class name. We will add a new class name, okay, like this class name. So if active was equal to with hash, so what it will do, it will just add the active class name to this one, else nothing. So the same code we will implement for all these links. Let's copy these two lines and paste it on this one. So after pasting here, we will change the text to about, hash about. If the active was hash about, so it will make it active, otherwise nothing. And let's do it for the third one also. Paste them. Now we will change this to experience. That was experience. Now let's implement these two lines for this one also, and also for the last one. Let's change now the text, projects. Paste it. Okay, so let's now we will add some CSS code. Let's come here back to the navbar.css. Now a.active. So for the active, we will change the background. So we will just add var color. So the color will be primary, and the color of text, that will be color bg. Okay, color bg. Let's save it. Now we will check it. Let's move back to the browser. So it looks like this. By default, the home tab is active. Let's about me, see. Let's move to the experience, to the projects, and to the contacts. So it is how we have implemented our navbar. So this was all about the navbar. The navbar component has been completed. Now we will move to our second component, which is home tab, that we will, this hero tab. Okay, the hero component, we will implement that. So for the home component, let's add a new folder. Just come here to the components, home. Inside home, we will add two files, home.jsx and home.css. Let's move to home.jsx or AFCE, and inside this, let's change this div to header. This is header with us, and inside this header, first of all, let's add id, which is home. And now inside this, let's have a div element, and the class for that is .container. And we will add another class name, which is home container. Inside this div element we will have h5 tag. Inside that I will just write hello I am, and down from that in h1 tag write your name, and down from that we will have again h5 tag, and inside that h5 tag we will just write like I am a full stack software engineer. And let's add a class name to this h5 tag, class name, and that is text light. The color of this will be changed in other text. And now let's add another div element, and inside this div element we will just have two buttons. The first button is just here in the href you should put the link of your CV, and here we will just try download. Whenever someone press the button, so they will be able to download the CV. So let's write here download CV. Down from this we will have another button. So let's first of all add a class name to this, which is button. Let's copy this link and paste it down, and this button is for contact me. And here in the href we will just add hash contact. Whenever we press it, we will move to contact section, contact component, and let's add button and button primary. The color of this is changed, button primary. And let's add here a class name which is CTA. And down from this div element, now we will print the social icons. Okay, we had in our portfolio in the left side we had the social icons. So to print that social icon, first of all we will import them, those social icons. So let's import them from React icons. So we have LinkedIn, GitHub, and Medium. Now let's write them, print them dot home social. And inside this we will have an anchor tag. In the first one we will just print BS LinkedIn. Let's copy this one. Just change the names, save it. Now down from this social icons we will print our image. So for example my image r.me, and inside this div element let's print our image src. So we will also import our image. So let's write here in the alt user. So to print the image, okay, so first of all I will just copy the image. Okay, so to copy the image I will paste the image inside assets or public folder. So I have copied the image and pasted inside images folder and inside public directory. Okay, inside the public images, and we have these images that we will use inside our portfolio. So let's first of all import the first one. So to import it, for that let's write import me from images slash me.png. Let's now print it. So after down from this printing our image, down from that we will just have a link. You saw in the demo that we had here a link at the right side of our portfolio that scroll down. Okay, to scroll down, for that we will have href tag again, and here we will just write contact, and inside that we will just write scroll down, and let's add a class name which is scroll down. Let's save it. Now let's import this home.jsx component inside our app.jsx. Import it, save it. Let's check it inside the browser. So it looks like this. Okay, so now we will add some CSS styles to this. to looks better. Okay, so we will move to the home.css file now. We have all those things. First of all, hello, I am Muhammad Yusuf, full stack engineer. Then we have 2 buttons, then we have social icons and also the image, and down from that we had scroll down. So now let's add the CSS code for this one. Home.css. Let's first of all import that home.css. So after completing the CSS code, so let's move it once. So this was for the header, and for the home container we have used the CSS code for CTA. Okay, where we had, let's move here, inside the CTA we had 2 buttons, and home social for the social icons, and for the image. Okay, this is for the image div. Let's look once to that. Let's come here down. Okay, to this div element we have applied this CSS code. Okay, this CSS code is for the div element where inside that has image, and this means the image which has the parent.me class. Okay, the image which has the parent.me, and the margin tab for that. Okay, for the image, and for the scroll down, the text we had for the scroll down, that CSS code, and this is for the media queries, like for medium devices, tablets, and for small devices it is for small devices that we have applied this CSS code. Now let's check it. Okay, let's save it and let's move to the browser. So just come here. Yeah, it looks like this, but we can't see our image. Okay, so we can see the image and also the buttons and these social icons. And where is the scroll down? Even we can see the scroll down. So yeah, some CSS design has remained, so we will apply that right now. So let's first of all move to the home.jsx. Yeah, me alt Yusuf img src. Let's check it. Okay, images slash me.png, that is okay. Scroll down, margin left 0.5. So let's move to the index.css. Here we will add some general CSS code for all elements that we are implemented. For example, here we have the container. We will add some code for the container and for the image, some other things. Okay, so let's implement them. Let's come here. Here we write general CSS code. So we have added the CSS code. Let's check it. The general CSS code. Just come here to the top. For the container, we have added this h1, h2, h5, h1 text light for a anchor tag for the button, and button whenever we hover on button, primary button, h over on primary button for the image, per media query. So this style will apply on all. For example, we have button, wherever we have primary button, or we have button or anchor tag or h1 or container, so it will apply on all those classes. So let's check it now. Let's move to the browser back. So it looks like this. Okay, these are our buttons, text, full stack engineer, scroll down. Okay, so the image, and these are the links. So it was our first second part, which was home or a hero page that we have implemented. So this component also completed. So now we will move to another component, which is the about me. That section will start now. Let's add the about me section. So to add that section, let's move to our Visual Studio Code editor, and here we will add another folder by the name of about. Inside the two files, about.jsx and about.css. So let's close this one. Just come here to the about.jsx or AFCE. Change this div element to section. Inside this section, first of all, we will have h5 tag, and inside this h5 tab, get to know, and then h2 tag, about me, and down from that we will have another div element, and let's add class name to this div element, container, and about container. Inside this div element we will have, now we will first of all display our image. So to display the image, for that let's add about me, this div element. Inside this div element, another div element, that about me image. Inside this we will display our image. So let's image, and the src we will just display our image. So let's here src. Let's first of all import the image. Import my image from /images/ me2.png. So let's display it here. So after displaying the image, now let's move down from this area, about me, and we will create another div element. Okay, so that is about content, and inside that a dot about cards, and inside this cards let's create our first card, dot about card, and inside this card now we will first of all display an icon. So let's first of all import the icons. So let's move to the top, and here we will just paste it. So these are 3 icons that we will display. This is the first one, so let's copy this one and we will display it. And let's add a class name to this icon, that is about icon. And down from this icon we will display, for example, this is degree section. We will write about our degree. And down from that let's write a small tag, and inside this small tag we will write, for example, BSc your degree, software engineering, and then we will print a BR tag to break it, okay, to print a line, and then in italic tag, inside that we will write your university name. Nangarhar University. And this was the first card that we have created, but let's wrap our this area, okay, about card, this through article. This is article. Let's see it. This was the first card. So let's copy this code, okay, this card article, copy it and paste it down here. We will just change now the icon. So just come here, this is, copy this icon name, paste it here, and this is location, our address, we can name it, and here we can just print our address, whatever is that. Okay, and let's copy this article again and paste it down. Now let's change again the icon name. We will use this icon. This is for contact area. Contact. So here inside this we will have a list. The first one is that like phone, whatever is your phone number and email. It depends on you in this section what you want to print. So I have printed just the location, the contact, location or address, and the degree. And down from that, now we will just print about me section. Just come here down, and here I will just print a p tag, and I will print a paragraph about me. So I will just copy the text about me and paste that here. So let's paste the text here, and let's press Alt Shift F to format the document. Let's save it. Now let's import our about section inside app.jsx. So the about section has been imported. So let's save it. Let's move to the browser. So it's refreshing. Now let's come here down. See, it looks like get to know about me, the image, and down from that this is okay, the degree, and these are the cards. So now we will add the CSS code to just design it. So let's go back to our coding and come here to the about.css, and here we will start our CSS coding. So we have completed the CSS code. Let's move to the top, and this is for the container CSS code, and that about me, this is for about me, okay, the image, and about me just for the image, and this is image whenever we move cursor to that, and for the cards div element, and this is for specifically per card, per everyone card, and for whenever we move cursor to the card, icons for the icons, and card per small h5, and for the p, the about me description, okay, for the paragraph, and this is media queries for medium devices. We just move the grid columns, okay, to 1 fr, 1 frame, about container, okay, give 0 about me, the image, okay, 50%, and margin, and about me, this is also for the paragraph, and this is also for smaller devices that we have wrote the media queries. So now let's check it, okay, let's save it and let's move to the browser. Yeah, so after refreshing the page, it looks like, I think we didn't import the CSS code, so let's move to import the CSS file. import.about.css. let's save it. Let's move now to the cursor. See, it looks like this, but it is at the left side. We should bring it to the center also, and for that we should add some general CSS code in the index file. So let's move back to index.css, and here we will add some general CSS code. So let's write section. We will add for all sections. Margin top 7 rem, come down section h2, section h5, okay, h2 and h5 inside the section. So we will add the core text align center for that, center, and color var light, and come down and let's add section h2, color var primary, margin bottom 3 rem. Now let's move down to the media queries. In the first media query, we will just add section margin top 6 rem, and come down to the second for smaller devices, section h2, margin bottom 2 rem. So let's save it. Now let's check it. Let's move to the browser. See, it looks like this, okay, get to know about me, and this is these are the cards, and this is the image, and this is the description, okay, the paragraph about me. So it was about that we have completed the about me section, and now we will move to the next section, which is experiences. So for the experience section, let's come here back to VS Code. Let's first of all wrap it in about home navbar. Let's create a new folder inside the components. We will name it let's name it experience, and inside this we will have two files, experience.jsx and experience.css. experience.css. Let's come here to the experience.jsx. Here we will write RAFCE, and let's rename this to section, and we will add an ID which is experience, and inside this now we will have h5 tag, and inside that we will just write the skills I have, and let's come here in the h2 tag. Here we will write my experience, and down from that just come here, and here now we will have another div element, and let's add the class name. The class name is container, and experience front end, And inside this we will just write we can just rename it to experience container, and now we will just here write the experience front end. And inside this now we will create the skills or the experienced or the whatever skills you have. So we will just list those skills now. So for to list those skills, for that we will have create the article element. So let's first of all write h3 tag, and inside that we will write front end development. Now let's create another div element, and we will name it experience details, or we can name it experience content. And inside this now let's create article, and let's add a class name to this one. The class name is that experience detail. Now in this inside this article, first of all we will have an icon. Okay, so let's first of all import the icon. The icon name is bs fill patch check fill. I think this is the name. Yeah, let's import it. So after importing it, now let's use it. Copy that, paste it. Let's add a class name experience icon, and down from this icon we will have a div element, and inside this div element first of all let's have h4 element, and we will let first skill is for example HTML, and down from that we will print in small tag. Inside the small tag we will just write like that is experienced or beginner or intermediate, like experienced, and let's add a class name to this one, that is text light. So after writing the first article, so now we will copy this article for others also. Let's first of all save it and Alt Shift F to format the document. Let's copy this article, copy this one and paste it 5 times, like 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. And now I will just change the names. The first one was the HTML, the second one is CSS, third one JavaScript, and the fourth one Bootstrap, fifth one React.JS. Like the Bootstrap intermediate, you can write like intermediate. Okay, so let's save it now. So after saving this was the front end. We will just come here to the index.css, h3 and h4. Just come here, we will add h3 and h4 also. h3 h4 comma, save it. Come here back to experience.jsx. So this was the front end area. Now we will copy the same code, okay, this front end for the back end also, because we have the same things, just we will change these names. Let's copy this code and paste it down, paste it. So after pasting that, let's change this to backend development, and we will change this name to node.js, like experienced. Yeah, that is okay. And come here to express.js, or we can name it MySQL. Express.js and MongoDB. Let's remove the last one. Let's save it, and now let's move to the browser and check it. Okay, let's import it first of all in the app.jsx. Save it. So this is the experience, okay, that we have. So now we will just add the CSS code to this one to design it. So we have completed the CSS code. Let's move to the top ones. Experience, this is for the container, great, one frame, and 2 rem. And this is the child of experience container. Okay, the child div child of this experience container, this CSS code. And also the child, whenever we itch over on that, move mouse to that and h3 inside that div. And this is the CSS code for the experience, for the contents that we had, okay, for the details and for the icon of that. And this is media queries. So let's check it now. Save it. Let's come here to the browser. So let's come here down. So the skills, my experience, I think we didn't import that. Let's import it inside. Just come here, import. Experience.css. Save it. See, it looks like this, okay. But we just should change the color of these icons. We should add some CSS code to these icons also, and also we should bring them to the center. So let's move back to the code. Experience icon, I think that is spelling mistake. This is just experience icon, not experience detail icon. Let's save it. Now let's open it. See, it looks like this. So this was the experience or the skills area that we have implemented. We will add front-end development. So it looks like this. Now let's move to add the projects. Okay, the project that we have worked on, now we will add that section. So let's move to the Visual Studio Code Editor, and here we will create another folder inside the components by the name of projects. And inside that we will have two files, project.jsx and project.css. Now just come here to the project.jsx, and here we will write RAFCE. And now let's change this div element to section. Let's add ID to this div element, which is projects. I think that was, so let's first of all move to Control P. Now bar.jsx, and here we will check that is projects. That is okay. Now inside this let's write h5 tags, where we should write my recent works, and h2 tag for projects. Come down, and here we will just have a div element container, and let's add another class name, which is project container. And inside this we will have article. Inside the article, let's first of all add a class name to the article. Class name project item. Now inside the article, first of all we will display our image. So for displaying the image, let's first of all add a div element dot project item image. And inside this, to display the image, we will use the image in the src. First of all, let's import the images. Import contact from /images/ let's come here to the images, that is contact.ms.png. Control Shift Alt down arrow key to duplicate it. This is blog. Sorry. And let's change this one, which is blog ms. Blog ms.gpg. Where is the error? And let's change this one, which is the book ms images book ms dot webp. So after importing them, now let's use them. The first one is contact, and it's down from this image. We will just write the title of that, which is box, or we can name it book ms, book management system. And down from that, let's have a small tag. Let's add a class name to this, which is text light, and here we will write maroon stack. We have used maroon stack for developing this one. And down from that, we will have a GitHub button. So project item button. Inside this we will have a anchor tag, and let's add a class name button, and that is GitHub. So this was the first item that we have created. Now let's copy this article and we will paste it again. This is for the second project that we have done, and this is for blog ms. Blog ms, and let's paste it again. For contact and blog has been done per book ms. change this to book, and just let's change, this is book, I think book ms, yeah, the first one was contact ms. Okay, contact. Second one, let's change that to blog ms, blog management system, and this one is book ms. So let's save it and let's import it inside the app.jsx projects. Let's name it projects, has been imported. Let's save it. Let's move to the browser. Let's check it. Yeah, it looks like this, but we will add the CSS code to design it. Yeah, just the images. So let's move back here and let's move to the project.css. So the CSS code has been completed. So now let's move to the top. For the project container, display grid and 3 in one row, and project items for the project. Okay, for the article element that we had, so this is the CSS code for that. And whenever we move cursor to that article, so it will just change the background. And for the image, and this is for h3 tag, and for the button, and these are media queries for medium and smaller devices. Now let's import it inside the projects. .css, save it. Now let's check it. Okay, come here to the browser, see it looks like this, and everything has changed. So this was our project section which has been completed. Now we will just add the contact section, okay, the contact component to implement that. So let's start that. So let's create the contact section. Just come here, back to the components, and create a folder, contact. Inside that, contact.jsx and contact.css. Let's come here to the contact.jsx or AFCE, and let's change this to section. Remove it, and we will add h5 tag, and here we will just get in touch, h2 tag, and inside that contact me. Come here down, and here we will have that container div element, add a class name contact container. Inside the div element, let's create another div element which is contact option dot contact, add the class name, contact options, and inside that first of all we will have an icon. Okay, it means that these are the sections, like we will add first of all, the first section is for the email and the second section will be for the GitHub that someone wants to contact with us. Okay, at the right side we will create a form. So let's first of all import the icons, paste it. We will import these two icons. So let's come here, dot contact, let's write article and add a class name, contact option, and inside this let's first of all use the icon md outline. Yeah, what is the, let's copy this icon name, copy this one and paste it here, add a class name, contact option icon, and down from this icon we will just have h4 tag. Inside that we will write email, and down from that we will have like h5 tag, and here we will just write your email at gmail.com. Here you should write your email, and down from that we will have an anchor tag, and here we will just write mail to your email at gmail.com, to this one, and let's add here send message. This was the first option. We would like to add the second option also, which is someone want to contact with us on GitHub. So let's change first of all the icon, copy this and change this to GitHub, and this is, let's change this to GitHub. Yeah, here we will just write github.com/1 your GitHub username. Let's remove this, open. Here we will just write the URL. Okay, so now let's add a form for the contact. Okay, so let's remove first of all this, and here we will have first of all input text name, placeholder your name, and required. Let's duplicate it, and this is for email, name email and your email, and down from that we will have a text area, name message calls. We will just insert the rows 7, placeholder your message, and down from that we will have a button, type submit, class name button primary, and the name of that send message. Let's save it, and let's import it inside the app.jsx. Save it. Let's move to the browser. So yeah, that is refreshing. Just come here down. See, this is the contact area, but we will just add the CSS code, okay, to design it. So just come here and we will move to the contact.css. So this was the CSS code that we have added. So let's move to the top to explain it. Just for the contact container, weight, display, grade templates columns 30 and 58%, and gap. Contact options, and this is for the contact option. And for the contact option, whenever we move mouse to that, we will change the background and the border. Contact option just for the icon, and for the anchor tag, for the forum, for the input and text area fields, and for the medium and smaller devices, the media queries. So now let's import it inside the contact.jsx. .css. Let's save it and let's move to the browser. See, this is our contact area that we have implemented. Okay, 3 input fields, send message button, and 2 options that we have email and GitHub. So now we will create the last part, which is a footer. So let's create the footer section. Just come here and to the components, create a folder, footer. Inside that, footer.jsx and footer.css. Let's move to the footer.jsx and let's change this div element to footer. And inside this footer we will have an anchor tag, and here we will have use of like name or the logo. So here let's write hash home, because whenever we click on this, so it will move us directly to the home page. And let's add a class name, that is footer logo. Down from this anchor tag we will have a list on the line list, and let's add the list anchor tag, and this is hash home. It means let's add first of all a class name to this, which is links. Okay, these are the links which will directly move us to the home and contact and projects. Home, let's duplicate it. The second one is for about me, about. The third one is for experience. The fourth one is projects. Let's save it. And down from this list we will have the footer social links. And here we will have the, let's just first of all import the icons. So these 3 icons, so let's use them. BS LinkedIn, and let's duplicate it. Paste it, copy it, and paste it. So down from these social links we will have the copyright. Footer copyright section, and here again we will have a small tag, and inside the small we will just write hash copy and write name Muhammad Yusuf, like this. We can, let's save it and let's import it inside app.jsx. Let's save it. Let's move to the browser. So this is the footer section. Now let's add the CSS code. Okay, let's move to the footer.css. So it was all about the CSS. Let's move to the top. For the footer element, for the footer a anchor tag, for the logo, for the links, for the social icons and social a anchor tag. And whenever we move on the social icons, copyright and media query for smaller devices. Let's import it inside the footer. Let's save it and let's move to the browser. So this is our footer. So this is the logo. It will move directly to the home page, about, experience, projects, and these are the social icons. And let's move about me. So it is not working. So whenever we press this, we should move directly to the about section. So for that, let's move to the Navbar first of all. Let's close all these things. So let's move to the Navbar. Navbar.js. So here we have added this is for the home page hash about, hash experience, hash projects, hash contact. Now let's move first of all to the about me section. Come here, and here we should add the ID hash about. So it's just about, no hash here. Save it. See, we directly come here to we should move directly to the about. So ID about, I have added in the contact, but we should add that in the contact. We should add the contact. Okay, contact, and come here to the about.js, and here we should add the ID about. And in the contact we have added, come here to the experience. In the experience we have experience. Come here to the footer, that is okay, and come here to the home, ID home, Navbar projects. So ID contact, come here to the Navbar back, hash home, about. That should work now. So let's press home tab. So we directly come here to the home. Let's press this about me, just experiences, projects, and the contact. So it is working fine. And also these should work. About me, that is okay. Experience, yes. And press scroll down. So whenever we press scroll down, so we should move directly to the contact area. So just come here to the home page, and let's find the scroll down, and here that is hash contact. Save it. Press this. We should move directly to the contact area. So this was all about the portfolio website using React.JS with the CSS. So if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel, and also thanks for watching. And it is also responsive. Okay, I didn't show you the responsiveness of this. For medium devices we will not display that image, but we will display just this one, and it will display like this. Let's decrease the size. It looks like this. Okay, for smaller devices it looks like this. That is how it looks like.